Ever After, a Once Upon a Time podcast.
Start over.
Sorry, I sometimes forget.
Just focus.
Welcome to Ever After, a Once Upon a Time podcast, Season 1, Episode 17, Hat Trick. During her search for Mary Margaret, Emma is kidnapped by a madman with an affinity for hats. Meanwhile, the evil queen hires a man of magic.
Who has an affinity for hats?
I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And the mad father, Rob Southgate.
Mad.
I'm mad right now.
Angry or crazy?
Crazy.
Well,
Kind of.
I wonder. So, what did you think of this episode?
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was cool to see the Mad Hatter. He never shows up in it. You never got to see it even in the Wonderland series.
That's what's interesting, because with the way we're recording this, we watched the entire Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, waiting for the Mad Hatter to show up, and we thought they went the whole series and we never saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is. We got to see him.
He was busy over here.
Now, the other thing is we saw the Queen of Hearts, but we didn't really see her.
No, why was she hiding? And she looked little.
Just because they haven't revealed her yet. But I know that that Barbara Hershey, who played her on Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, plays her on Ever After. So that was her. So pretty exciting.
At some
she
point
looked little because she was sitting down.
Yeah, she was kind of buried under fabric and stuff.
So, opening credits. What did we see? Oh, you forgot. Opening credits. We see the Wonderland mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was our big clue. We knew what this was going to be about. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Mary Margaret and Emma had quite an adventure.
Yes.
Oh, yes, they did.
Mary Margaret escaped from prison, from the jail cell.
We saw that at the end of the last episode. We saw that she got the key.
But now we've seen her out. We've seen her
out.
actually.
Where did she put her breakfast bag?
You're still concerned about her breakfast.
She probably threw it out. I'm sure if she ran through the woods, there were garbage cans in the forest, and when we go to the woods.
She would never pollute.
Okay.
So she found a garbage can to throw that in.
So she escapes and she's running through the woods. And then Emma is going through the woods looking for her.
Right.
And who does she find? Or who finds her?
A man walking across the street. She almost runs into him.
Yeah. Right. She almost hit him and he goes flying off the road.
And he pretended he had a sprained ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at that point we didn't know he was pretending.
Right, but we find out.
Yeah, and I wrote on here, almost hits a guy. Who is he? Because we haven't seen this guy before.
Well, he says his name is Jefferson, and that's new for us.
Oh, and you want to know what's so funny? As soon as it was over, they're like, "Hi, Jefferson!" in Fairy Tale World. Hi, Jefferson! It was so funny.
Yeah, well, he's got the same name in both Fairy Tale and Story.
And so does Regina. Oh,
yeah.
Jinx.
James. And then the other thing that was interesting is he knows. Mm-hmm. So here's another character that knows. And Emma, I think, was starting to come around to that idea, don't you think?
I think
she was pretending to.
Well, she was pretending to, but I think she was also having some questions like, why is this coming up? Why does this keep getting said? Yeah, she was playing it off when she hit him and she said, "You're crazy."
Well, let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
So she hits the guy with her car.
Oh, listen to this. Can I talk about something?
Go for it.
Later.
You go for it.
When she's with the Mad Hatter, Emma, guess what?
I can't even guess.
She says, "Tea hats," and
you're crazy.
You think you're the Mad Hatter.
Right.
He's like, nope, I know I'm the Mad Hatter.
Yeah. That was a good line.
What happened was she almost hits him with her car, and she drives him home.
Yeah.
Right.
And when she pulls up, it's a huge mansion, and she said, "You live here? With how many other people?" And she said, "It looks like a hotel."
Right.
And he said, "No, just me.
Just all by myself." Which means, where was Grace? Where was his daughter? If he's living alone, where is she?
Paige.
Yeah, but she was in Fairy Tale, her name was Grace. Mm-hmm. And in Storybrooke, her name is Paige.
Mm-hmm. Guess what?
I can't even guess.
You want to know why I want to go to Maine?
Why?
Because they have lobster, and we can visit Storybrooke.
Yes, and they have whoopie pies.
and salt.
What?
Saltwater taffy.
Yep, that's right.
I wanted to call it sea salt taffy, but salt water.
Sea salt taffy.
Yes, and they have Tubby's ice cream.
Okay, so wait a second, guys. He drugs her.
Yeah.
He does. That was
takes
crazy.
her
Did
in
you
his
see
house.
that coming?
No. And he pulls out a thing. He says, I'm an amateur cartographer. Here's a map of the woods. I can help you find your dog.
Right.
Because she said she lost her dog.
Although I didn't believe for a
Named
second
Spot.
that he thought it was really a dog.
Of course he knew it wasn't
But
a dog.
he gave her that big cup of tea, which is what I'm drinking right now, which is awesome. And it was drugged.
Yeah,
You
but
didn't
we
drug
didn't
me,
drug
did you?
No.
I'm just like this naturally.
But now I'm getting some ideas, though.
No.
So
I drink tea. I won't.
Emma falls asleep, and passes out, and then she
Yeah.
wakes up and she gets out of her restraints.
Right.
And
That was cool. She put the pillow on top of the teacup, crushed it,
smashed it.
then got down on the ground and used the shard from the cup to cut the tape that was around her hand. I thought that was really smart. That was a good move.
I just thought she was angry at the cup. And
I'm
she,
so angry at this cup for drugging me.
That's what I would do. Smash the cup.
Well,
Run
you've
away.
got anger issues.
But what does she see
Bite it.
Jefferson doing
Bite it.
when she gets out of her restraints and goes in the other room?
Oh, she sees him sharpening scissors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were some menacing scissors.
And
Those
you
were
hear me go,
big.
"Shh."
Yeah.
I thought, what is going on with this series? It was getting dark and weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's about to get weirder.
It's
Why?
Because
about to get weirder, isn't
What
it?
does Emma find in one of the other rooms in the house? Or who does she find?
Who does she find?
Mary Margaret.
Yes!
That was, I thought I was going to fall off the couch.
Yes.
I did not expect that in
No.
any way.
She
Now-
had like the mouth choker on.
Yeah, she was gagged, and she was
Mhm.
tied up. And I
He
also...
has awfully pretty gags, doesn't he? They were pretty.
Hey, if you're going to have a gag, you want to have a pretty one.
it was pretty.
I also
He has
was
beautiful
thinking...
fabrics from his hat.
when we saw Mary Margaret tied up, my first thought was, I wonder if Catherine is in that house tied
I
up
know, I
somewhere.
thought the same thing.
But she can't be because we saw the resolution. But because they would have gone through the house to see if there was anybody else there.
Are you sure?
They're not going to have this whole crime scene go on and just leave.
It's not a crime scene.
Well, it is.
They're not, Emma didn't report anything. She just put Mary
But she's
Margaret
the sheriff. She'd go looking,
there. Well,
I would think.
I'm not so sure.
So you're thinking Catherine could still be in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she's buried under the floorboard like the Telltale
Yeah.
Heart.
So,
Wait, what's Telltale Heart?
I'll tell you another time.
so Jefferson tells Emma all about the curse.
Mhm.
And she says, what, do you know Henry? You've been listening
Yeah,
to Henry.
right.
He's like, who's Henry?
Right.
He just remembers all
Yes.
of it.
He knows he's the Mad Hatter. He knows about the curse. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting because he lives at the edge of town and he says nobody can leave. Once again, I'm still thinking about Catherine at that point.
Yeah, he said only Emma.
But there's a chance that he's at the other end of town. Like, he could be on the west end of the woods. She could have been lost on the east end of the woods. Who knows?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Where's?
I'm not an amateur cartographer, so I can't find out.
Oh no, you are not.
So what does Jefferson want Emma to do for him?
Do you know what I'm wondering? When she was like, so if we were so we're here, and then that should lead us. They never explained why she was like, oh my gosh, like where would it lead? She was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She didn't say-
They just kind of dropped that. I wonder.
Hmm.
Ooh, good catch, Molly.
We might see something in the next episode.
Right,
what about
right.
Catherine's car?
Could I
Maybe he walked over and took Catherine.
You don't know.
I know. So that car is somewhere. Or did they find
They
the car?
found the car. The car was empty.
Oh yeah, because they found her suitcase.
Right.
Mhm.
But did
we
they
haven't
ever...
found
Was Frederick...
Frederick or Catherine.
So the two of them are missing, but nobody's saying anything about Frederick being missing.
Not that I'm aware of.
But they
No,
probably
Frederick,
don't know
I
that...
don't think is missing.
I don't think...
I don't know.
Unless he's the one that reported she was gone.
Maybe.
I don't know. They haven't shown Frederick in a while.
So what does Jefferson want Emma to do for him?
Jefferson says, Wheezy, get in there and... Oh, wrong
Wrong
Jefferson.
show. That's Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah,
Okay,
Who's
could you
Louise?
tell me
it was Wheezy.
his wife Louise? Could you tell me what Jefferson wants Emma to do for him?
Jefferson would like her to make a hat.
Yeah, now,
Why?
how is she going to make a hat? Doesn't that
How
seem
does she know how to
complicated?
do that? I would know how to do that.
I wouldn't know.
But why does he want her to make a hat? Why can't he make his own dang hat?
Well, apparently he has been making his own dang hats.
Yeah.
But why does he want her to do
Why
it?
does he need her?
Because she's magic. She's the only one who can break the spell.
Did you just say break the smell?
I hope nobody here in this room better break a smell
I am
anytime
pretty
soon.
sure you just said break the smell.
Spell I meant.
Yeah.
He thinks that she's got this ability that she'll make a hat that'll make a portal so they can go. He can go back to. Do you think he wants to go to Wonderland, or he wants to go back to where he thinks his daughter is?
He wants his daughter.
But if he's been hanging out in town there, wouldn't he know that she's Paige and that she's there?
He wanted to leave Wonderland. He didn't want to be in Wonderland. He was trapped.
Right. He wants to go back to Fairy Tale Land.
He wants to be in Fairy Tale Land where he could stop all this. He can go and get his daughter.
Okay.
But, okay, so he wants her to make a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved this quote. He said, "Everyone wants a magical solution to their problems, but no one wants to believe in magic."
Yeah. I also liked when he was talking about how there are different realities and they're all kind of bumping up against each other. Some have magic, some don't. Where we are, there isn't magic. Except for these characters have brought magic there. That's a really interesting thought.
So the hat didn't work?
Hat didn't work.
Yeah.
What did she hit him with?
Hat
How did she get away from
fail.
him? Emma.
Emma had to stop and make a meme of a hat that said hat fail real quick.
What did Emma do when the hat failed and he had talked
She
to her?
knocked him out.
With what?
I thought she punched him.
What did she hit?
She used that
Club.
telescope.
Oh, yeah.
She put that big telescope
and whacked him one, and it didn't work.
And then
By the time she got to Margaret Mary, I almost said Maid Marian. By the time she got to Margaret Mary,
I thought it was
Mary
Margaret.
Margaret.
Whatever.
It's
okay,
Mary
I'm all
Margaret.
thrown off.
Me and Dad are holding the eye. We're sharing it.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
Hatter Mad went to the
So-
Margaret Mary.
He got in there as fast as Emma did, so she didn't hit him very
Right.
well. And then there was a kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle?
What's a kerfuffle?
You know, the kerfuffle bunny.
There was a kerfluffle.
Kerfuffle bunny.
And,
So
and
yeah.
then Mary Margaret kicks the man out of freaking
No kidding.
two-story window.
She's awesome.
And Emma
but we've
says,
seen her as Snow White. She's action Snow
right,
White.
but
So,
Mary Margaret is docile and
but
does
she's
nothing.
got
She's
action
got it in
Snow
her.
White in her.
But she said, "When did you take up kickboxing?"
She's been doing Tybo with Billy Blanks.
Yeah, my mom is also learning high kicking lessons.
You know what? I am not. All right, so now you got mail thrown off. So he's upset because he's watching Grace in Storybrooke get raised by another family. In
Right.
Storybrooke, her name is Paige, and so that's just eating him alive. So he watches with his telescope.
Oh, yeah. So he didn't say that. I thought he was just watching Emma, but...
No, he showed the family.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I completely, forgot that.
Okay, so when Mary Margaret kicked him out the window, they went and looked, and what did we see? The hat and
Nothing else.
broken...
Teapot.
Now, here's my question.
Where'd he go?
Well, here's
And
my
that
question.
I know.
What's your wait? Let him ask his question first, then you can tell us your theory.
You tell me your theory first.
Okay, go. Well, sorry.
I think the hat works. You see how the hole was in the bottom? That's what it looked like with the other hat.
That's what I was saying.
It
I think he fell into the hat, and the
Yeah.
hat created the portal, and he's gone.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean he's not coming back.
but the hat worked,
I think the hat worked.
and they can't deny that he should have been
Right, but
laying down there. I mean,
they,
he went somewhere.
I'm sure they've seen Halloween, and at the end of Halloween, spoilers, the bad guy gets knocked out of the window, and when the good guy looks out the window, seconds later, the bad guy's not there anymore. Bah, scary. In this case, it was the same kind of thing. So they might be thinking, he's coming back. He'll be in the sequel.
Well, and in Fairy Tale Land,
Yes.
he's got his daughter Grace, and the Queen shows up at their house and wants him to do her bidding.
Yeah.
And she said, "You can give Grace the life she deserves if you do this one last thing for
Right.
me."
Now, I have a question here.
Mm-hmm.
The way they were interacting with each other, do you think that Grace is her daughter?
No.
They seem to have a relationship.
Yeah, but not. He said, my wife, her mother has died.
Oh, he said that? I didn't catch that.
He said her mom is gone. I can't leave her. I have to raise her.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
So he didn't want to work for her, but so she's trying to convince him. So she sets up a toy cart and she dresses up like an old hag.
Like the old hag, just like she did to Snow White with the apple.
Grace wanted the bunny. Mm-hmm. And what happened when she wanted the bunny?
He was like, how much for the bunny? And she said, like, one thing, and he's like, all I have is 8 bits.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was so mean about it. She's like, that's so special that you would do that for your daughter, that you would spend the last bit of your money. And he starts taking it, and she says, I didn't say you could have it for that.
Right.
Mean, evil queen.
The mirror was being a little heart softened at that part. Because, like, you could at least let her have the bunny.
Yeah, no kidding.
But what the point of it was to break him so that he would do what she wanted. Because, look, you're damaging your child. You couldn't even buy her a bunny.
Right.
If you just did this one last job for me, you could give her the life she deserves.
He made it a little cute bunny.
He did.
He made a cute bunny, but he felt bad. He wanted to be able to buy his daughter that really special one.
Mm-hmm. It was all fluffy and white.
Yeah.
So
smelled like strawberries.
So Jefferson shows Regina in Fairy Tale Land his hat, and it creates the portal. And what did you say when you saw the portal? It was the
in Sister's Grimm, you could walk through the mirror just like that, except it was the magic mirror, but it good.
Right.
It was the same thing.
Oh, we read that one, remember?
It was the same thing.
Of course you remember.
It was the same thing. He walked right through it, and the glass rippled.
Yep, same
just
thing.
like it did.
And where did it take him in Sister's Grimm?
To, like, a big Grand Central Station.
Yeah, it was the inside of the mirror.
The Hall of Wonder.
Right.
So
but in this one,
here,
it took him
It takes them to Wonderland.
Yes.
Welcome to Wonderland!
There were a bunch of different doors. The one next to Wonderland, the door for Wonderland, had a bright green drape on it. I wonder if that door takes you to Oz, to the Emerald City.
Yeah, each one had a different.
So I wonder.
Thing. So Regina and Jefferson are going through Wonderland. That
was totally the looking glass that takes you from regular world into the Wonderland. And you were saying, like, no.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't recall saying that.
I just said that, and you're like,
you say so much. She said it again.
I was liking your point.
I think it was good.
Said it wasn't right. But they go to the maze, the hedge maze, and Jefferson throws something at the wall, and it eats it. And he said, "Stay away from the wall."
That was so cool.
And Regina says, "I've got a better idea. The walls should stay away from me."
Yeah. So what did she do?
She threw a fireball through it.
Yes, burned right through.
Right through the walls.
And then they went to... Now, we saw this also in the Wonderland show. They went to that little building.
The vault.
The vault that held...
The pretty little heart on it.
Yeah, right. Except what's inside?
But what's inside?
Not pretty.
Hearts.
Yes, the hearts that the Queen of Hearts has stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And she steals one of them. But they get discovered by the knights. And so, I thought this was weird. When she was walking by and she grabbed a piece of the mushroom.
Yes.
And he said, "You don't want that. It does things to you."
But she knew what it did. Yeah. And she put it in the box with the heart.
Mm-hmm. And who came out?
Her father appeared.
Crazy!
I would do that for you.
Now,
thanks,
so
sweetie.
What happens to Jefferson when Regina and her father now want to go back to Fairy Tale World?
What happens to him?
He can't go in.
Right, and why?
Because 2 come in, 2 go out.
Right.
And she
if
tricked
3 came in and they left somebody behind,
right, but
and then they got somebody, they'd be perfect.
An even number has to go in or out, so it can't be 3 coming out.
Yeah.
That trapped him.
And then she really trapped him by burying his feet in the ground.
Yes.
By, sticking him into the ground.
Yep.
She didn't do that on purpose. I think the walkway,
she did it. She did it to stop him.
Evil.
Because then, as soon as the guards showed up, it released him, and they were able to take him.
Yeah. And then what did the Queen of Hearts do to him?
Cut off your head.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy!
And cut off his head.
But she didn't yell off with his head. She just went off with his head.
Yeah.
Remember?
And
she had laryngitis.
And at the end with Emma, when in Storybrooke, we saw his scar.
Yeah.
And he had the scar went around.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we know once again, from Wonderland, we saw the Tweedles the one Tweedle had his head cut off, and it was able to be put back on another body. So we know that is some part of the magic there. But at this time, when people were seeing this the first time, they probably thought, oh my gosh, he's dead.
Uh-huh.
Not so in Wonderland.
So, last thing. Regina goes to the jail, and she is fully expecting to be seeing an empty jail cell.
Right.
And she walks in, and Mary Margaret's sitting there looking at
Yep.
Looking at like a big magazine
or
regular clothes.
Well, now I think we know that Regina did the key.
She said that Mr. Gold did it. Mr. Gold planted the key and for Regina. And she said you told me this would work. And he said, well, she did take it and she did leave. Right. He said, I just didn't count on her coming back.
Right.
And so they are working. What were you saying about Mr. Gold earlier, Molly? Because he was the one who put the key there to trick Mary Margaret into leaving, but he's also her lawyer.
Yeah, he's like a double agent.
Right.
So you never know what you're getting with him. Well, I mean, you know it's going to be bad.
You know what you're getting with him.
But sometimes he helps, and sometimes
he's just
hurts.
evil.
Even when he helps, all help comes with a price.
Yes.
It's mad.
So,
same difference.
There we go.
Awesome.
I'm excited for the next one.
We say that every time, and
I just want to see where it's
so
going.
True.
And we keep getting new characters. Now we've got the Mad Hatter.
Yes.
Oh, I loved the end when they showed him with he was in Storybrooke.
Yeah.
Alone in that, or he was in Wonderland, alone in that
with all the hats
room, and it was just hats everywhere.
No.
Yeah.
And it was like hats and hats.
He was trapped with all the hats,
trying so hard to make them work.
Yes. And we also forgot to mention a character I like that I don't think you guys do. We saw the caterpillar. Oh. And he did the line, Who are
you?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And this one, like in the other version of it, we see him and he's talking more and he does a lot more and he never really said that. Here, we got that full, Who are you? That was so good. So good. All right.
And he did the puffy smoke.
Yeah, he did
he did.
And the U's.
Yep.
Except it usually in Alice in Wonderland it was like, who, it spelled who out.
And then R, and then a U.
And then a U.
Right. So that's it. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been a lot of fun. I can't wait to get to the next episode. You can find our past episodes of this and all of our podcasts at our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at rsouthgate. You can follow Martha on Twitter at
SMG Pods.
You can find us on Tumblr and on Instagram and on Facebook. Please join our Facebook page. Write to us, communicate with us there. You can send us emails at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. You can also, let's see, what else? You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and basically any place you get your podcasts. If we're not where you get your podcasts, let us know. Send us an email. We will get on there. It helps us. It helps other people find us too. So make sure you're rating and reviewing us as well. That is it for another Ever After. Let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.